Hey, welcome back to NWNs. I'm Superman Nico.
And I'm the Batman.
Today we are here to talk about the latest DCEU movie, Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. I'm spinning right now. You guys can't see me. I'm spinning.
Yes, he is in the crown and the gauntlets, and
Welcome.
he has the lasso.
And the skirt.
I told him he didn't have to dress up, but he insisted.
You
Before we
gotta
start talking about any of this, just let you know this is a spoiler review for Wonder Woman. If you came to see if you should go see the movie, the answer is yes.
Go see it. If you don't watch this unless you've already seen it.
Yeah.
If you're here, you haven't seen it, you're an idiot.
Definitely get out there to the cinema. It's a good action movie, has a lot of heart to it, has a lot of hope.
It's a good comic book film.
Yeah.
And that's sometimes rare to find, except maybe this year, but in the past couple years.
If you came here to see if there was an invisible jet, you're wrong.
Well,
there was
you can't
not.
See it.
Who are we to say if there's an invisible jet in the movie or not?
That's why it's invisible.
Yeah. Start off in Thea Mascara. I think those parts, talking about her origin when she's a kid, talking about how she came to be. I think those were really good scenes. I think the little girl did a good job. I thought the Amazons looked great. Yes. All that stuff, the mythical stuff was really good. I thought the exposition wasn't forced, which is always good, which is hard to do with a character like this.
I liked the beginning, all of it. I liked the mascara because it was depicted the way it was sort of in the comics. And like the more modern renditions, it's supposed to be like this very regal and like beautiful. Like that's why they call it Paradise Island.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's called Paradise Island. And then even Steve Trevor is like,
he makes a reference
we got to leave Paradise Island. I was like, huh?
He does.
I got it.
And it's funny, yeah.
I'm going to take that.
Also, the other part when she's eating ice cream.
Oh, yeah.
From the New 52, yeah. When she first ate ice cream, and she told her, she's like, you should be proud of this achievement. And all
That's so great. That's awesome.
You know, Paradise Island was cool. I like the Amazons. They're fighting. I want to see more of that. Like, we had that little battle in the beginning between the soldiers and the Amazons, but I wanted, like, a whole movie. Like, that's why when you see that war happening between the I'm like, yes. I want to see the Amazons kick ass. Like,
that was really cool. Yeah. I definitely like to see them in action. When she ended up leaving Thea Mascara, I thought that was a good moment, even though we didn't get a ton of time with, like, the mom and her, like, I guess we didn't get a ton of time, but it's still, you still felt, you know, the weight of it.
Yeah, it's always like that where her mom, it's always something she does wrong, and then she's like, oh, well, I'll just leave. She always leaves without her mom wanting her to. There's always a thing with that, like even in the animated series.
Oh my gosh, and there's a part in the movie where before she leaves, she grabs like all the weapons from like their stash or whatever. Yeah. And it was just like, hey, Thor should have done that before he came in the Avengers.
I saw that video.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, I'm gonna take this one, and I'm gonna take the Infinity Gauntlet, and I'm gonna take the ice one, and then he's just like, gotcha, Loki. Okay, let's go home. Like, that's it.
Don't think about the logistics.
Yeah.
Because then you're gonna be like,
it's like thanks, Odin, for letting me borrow that stuff.
Falling into the Odin sleep, you
yeah, piece of shit. Steve Trevor and Diana Prince had really good chemistry. I thought it was great chemistry.
Oh yeah, to be honest, they made the film. Like a lot of the other, I want to call them like Howling Commando. Yeah. That's what their minds were. But they were like more one-dimensional. Like they had some quirky lines, something to let us know what ethnicity or whatever they were. But I did like the line that one dude said with the red hat, where he was like, oh, I want to be an actor, but I can't because I'm brown or whatever, like, and I was like, dude, that's a real, like, and that's why he was like, oh, people are facing their battles on every front.
He's like, everybody's fighting their own battles.
That's fucking true. Like, she's fighting her battle, but there is always a battle being fought. I don't know.
A lot of the stuff in the movie I felt like were very, I don't want to like compare her to anybody else because she's her own hero, but I thought a lot of stuff was very Superman-esque, or like the Golden Age Superman.
Yeah, this movie's hard not to compare it to either Superman or
Captain America.
Yeah, Captain America.
I thought that like the alley scene was very reminiscent of the scene in Superman, the original one with Christopher Reeve, and then also kind of her like how she like stood her ground even like after she was in like that war room or whatever it was with all the generals, and how she said that they were all cowards, which was really great.
Yeah, I like that too. That was like my other favorite line.
And but the way she like was trying to fight Steve Trevor the whole time, like the whole way, it's like, no, this is wrong. Like you shouldn't go with this. Her pride and like
naiveness.
But yeah, like her hopefulness was able to be sold very well because of her naivete. Before you've been like the harshness of life has been revealed to you, you're like, no, this is right, this is wrong. do the right thing every time. And then you learn that, you know, it's not always black and white. There's gray areas and stuff like that. So I thought like her hopefulness was very like well sold because of like her just being exposed to like the evils of man.
She was very hopeful in general.
Yeah.
She said Q words that I remember when I walked out the theater and I was like, she said the same words that she says in the comics. Like, I am Diana of Themyscira. Like, I am princess of blah, blah, blah. Like, I like when she says shit like that.
Your terror upon this world is over.
Yeah. Or, and she gets the sword and everything.
When she says like, in the name of all that is good. And I was like,
and I was like, stop with the righteousness. I was like, too much righteousness right now.
Whoop his ass.
See, that's what we need. But that, I feel like we've been deprived of that because of how the DC films have been so far. And Man of Steel's gloominess, and then Batman v Superman's gloominess. And I feel like that, like, audiences need it when it has this response. You know what I mean? When it does better than all of its predecessors. Take a hint, DC.
And like
make it more optimistic.
I didn't feel like this one didn't feel like it wasn't in the real world. You know what I mean? Because they're like, no, Man of Steel and Batman v Superman are very realistic. That's why you don't like. That's why you don't like them. That's why they're sad and dark and stuff like that. It's just like, no, like there were still a lot of sad moments in this movie, but like, or moments that made you emotional, made you feel. But there was still where there was the hope.
And you know what? You can still have a realistic world and still have the hopefulness.
What I thought Ares, I thought it was a good reveal because I did think it was going to be that general until like he didn't know who she was, and I was like, all right, it's not him. Like, and then she beat him way too easy, so I was like, all right, like it's not him. But I did like
he was like sniffing that.
Yeah, that was really weird.
It was really weird. Exactly,
it was super weird. And but I like how what Steve Trevor was like. He's like, I wish it was like that. I wish we could kill one guy and then everything would be okay.
Would be over and everyone would stop fighting.
But it's just how it is. Like this is just how mankind is. And then he's kind of right, but then he was also kind of wrong because it's revealed that Ares is a real thing. And I liked the whole time how it was like, oh, is it real? Like, is it not? I kind of would have liked him to go full on Ares. I know, like, it would have taken some people out of it because you wouldn't have it's harder when you see his face because you relate to that character the whole time. It's like, no, if he's like a CGI mess, like, a lot of films have been, I understand why they wouldn't want to do that because it makes it impersonal.
Yeah.
So you see his face, so it means more to the characters and everything else because he was obviously helping them the whole time. So yeah, I understand why they didn't make it, but I was like, oh, just turn your eyes red, like give him blue face, like let's do it. I think it was still okay. I found myself a little bit out of it. Yeah. But I did like the majority of it.
I like the end fight was cool. I'm fine with the way the film ended, but at the same time, if I could have fixed it, I would have.
Okay.
To make flesh out the villain a little more. The whole switch up thing, I was like, okay, that didn't, I don't know, it doesn't do much for me because you didn't really develop the other dude, and then he was like sniffing the things the whole time, and that was never really fleshed out. I like Dr. Poison though. Yeah, she was cool. Yeah. I thought, cause just seeing her from the comic to like screen, it's like, oh, okay. Seeing an old man with like all the Ares armor just didn't look right.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah, but again, that's like nitpicky things.
Yeah, no, it's true.
But I felt the same way.
But also, I did like it when he got the helmet on. Yeah. What I wanted really was a young Ares. So I wish she would have done that, and it was like a young dude they met.
What'd you think of Steve Trevor's death?
Steve Trevor's death. He became a martyr.
Yeah.
That's what happened. They used his death as a catalyst for Wonder Woman to ultimately have faith in humanity. Yeah. And because, towards the end of the film, we see that she doesn't. And she starts like, oh, man isn't good, the fighting will never stop, and this and that. And then, when Steve goes and sacrifices herself. And I like how they had that moment in the plane. Like, if they I feel like it would have meant less if they didn't have that moment. And then, when the camera's just on him and he's like, and he's closing his eyes, you're like, he feels this. Like, but it did. It's so Captain America-esque. Like, when you watch it, the whole thing, like the plane and the sacrificing, and then, like, Steve Trevor, Steve Rogers.
I mean, it's really hard not to draw similarities, but I thought this one did a good job as well.
Yeah, but I think the death was cool. I also think that they had to kill him because they can't. Steve Trevor's going to be like, he's going to Peggy Carter it. Be like 80 when the Justice League hits.
Who knows? The Flash just ran through time and took him out of it at the end. After Justice League.
Barry, you can't mess with the time.
Oh, come on, guys.
What did we learn from Jay Garrick?
I don't know.
make a wrinkle in time.
I didn't do that.
I know.
That was the other Flash. That was Wally.
That was, damn it, Wally.
Damn it. I thought that the, love being the answer and stuff like that. That was good. I know it's cheesy as fuck.
No, but it's very Wonder Woman-y.
Yeah.
Like, she says that shit in the comics.
It seems so crazy that this movie's barely being made in 2017.
Yeah, that's what people are saying. They're like, why hasn't this been made?
Like, we made
sooner?
Catwoman and Elektra. So, but one thing I did freaking like, dude, her theme pumps me up. Like, dude, that's, like, I listen to that when I work out now, like.
You're just like, fight the
demon!
Doomsday!
Dude, like when she was going ham, like, yeah, when she walked across the trenches or whatever, that was cool. But when she's like in the building, just freaking going ham on everybody,
there's a couple
breaking shotguns with her back, like, what?
There's a couple shotguns. There's a couple moments that I like that stuck out action wise. One of them was when she first got out of the trench. That was when I came back from the bathroom. She started running, and then like that whole part where like you just look, you see like the top bird's eye view, and there's like all the bullets just coming at her, and she's just like the only one there.
Dude,
that was cool. Good. And then another part was when she jumped into the tower. Yeah. And she saved the town. She was just like, shield! And then she like did that, and I was like,
I want to say that she stole Crixus and Spartacus's move from the show Spartacus. Because like when they team up, like they like one goes down and like hits the shield, and then the other one jumps up and like freaking goes ham. It's really cool. Like when I first saw it, I was like, what? So and so I was like, oh, she's Wonder Woman stole it, but it's okay because she's also cool.
No, it's okay.
Very hopeful. A lot of word that gets thrown around a lot right now is empowering, inspiring, which like
I feel like I was thinking in the perspective, not literally, but like imagine the young girls that are gonna grow up with Wonder Woman. Like we're gonna have some strong females in the future.
We got to grow up with like Christopher Reeve Superman. Like this is what that's gonna be. For them.
Exactly.
And it's gonna be so good. So if you had to rate this movie, I'd give it 8 lassos out of 10. 8 lassos of truth. I thought that was really good too.
8.5 Steve Trevor.
No. Oh God.
Because
no.
they're all gonna end up there.
So it doesn't matter. Okay, so we asked on Twitter what you guys thought about the movie. Jack Attack said, Wonder Woman is what every superhero film should aspire to be: action-packed, empowering, yet still possess a human-like quality of a story. I think that's great insight. At Steve the HEB, at Steve the Heb, Brandon Cruz said, such a diverse and empowering piece of cinema. Hell, it's wonderfully symbolic to me that Patty Jenkins' film is saving the DC cinematic universe. Yes, we'd have to agree that it was it was probably the best DC film so far.
It is, besides Man of Steel.
But I was gonna say, but I also very much like Man of Steel now. Yeah. And I said, Superman the movie, you will believe a man can fly. Wonder Woman, you will wonder what the hell took them so long to make it, because it's gold. That was our review of the Wonder Woman movie. Let us know what you guys thought about the movie down below in the comments. If you like this video at all, leave a like down below. Make sure to subscribe to the channel.
Check us out on Facebook.
Yeah,
and you can see blooper videos.
Join us in the Twitter sphere at New World Nerds. You can join me at Superman Nico.
And me at the Batman Brandon.
That's gonna do it for us today. Keep nerding out that you believe it.
Stay classy, Gotham.